To our Make Money Monday. All right, true confession here. I am recording this on Sunday night. You can tell it's dark outside. I'm not up that early. I have a conflict. I need to be at my kids' school tomorrow, so we are pre-recording and live streaming. Full disclosure, love the fact that I can automate my business, which is exactly what we're talking about today. So today, April 22nd, is kind of a big day in the world of Facebook groups. For those of you that have been following along, you know today is the day that third-party apps are being removed from Facebook groups, which has kind of snowballed into a handful of implications of what that means for you as a direct seller. So if you're interested in some of these changes, you are right on time. It's happening here and now. I'm going to give you some strategies to still leverage automation, still be able to batch create your content, be able to do that within Facebook's new rules. So as you're popping in, say hello, say happy Monday. Let us know your business. Let us know what you did this weekend. And I have to say, I'm going to brag here for a minute. The weather in San Diego today, yesterday for you, was gorgeous. 75. It was amazing. My daughter had a softball game and we sat out in the sunshine. It was beautiful out and just so lovely. So I know it wasn't quite like that everywhere. Maybe a little bragging rights here from sunny San Diego, but it was a beautiful day and excited to really kind of dive into this week. We have a whole lot happening inside the Academy, but I'm really excited to talk about some of these changes coming to Facebook with you. So I know we typically reserve our Make Money Mondays for true active selling strategies that are going to make you money in your business, but this was too timely to not address. So if you want to think about it in terms of money making, I'm going to share some strategies to give you a little bit of time back so you can focus on those money making activities and not spin your wheels creating content day in, day out. All right, so let me give you the quick, short, dirty version of what is happening in case you have not heard a whole lot about this. So Facebook announced a little bit over a month ago that there are changes happening on April 22nd to Facebook groups. They basically announced that third-party apps will no longer be able to post on your behalf inside a group. So what that means is tools that we love like CintShare, Vizly, Post My Party, all of those tools that we're using the API, which is a fancy tech term, to be able to work within Facebook's rules to create content and share it on your behalf inside your group is discontinued. This also applies to some of our streaming tools. So if you're using a tool like Zoom or StreamYard, they may have some workarounds for you, but really the apps that you had installed into your group that were creating content and posting on your behalf are no longer working as of today. Apparently, says Facebook. So as we're thinking about those changes and things happening, here's what you really need to know. If you have never used a scheduling tool, you can just keep doing what you're doing, but trust me, you might want to consider one. If you are using one of these tools, you have a few options as a workaround to continue creating your content in bulk and scheduling it out so you have that consistent way of showing up inside your group, okay? So let's talk about what those options look like. So first off, you have Facebook Scheduler. So you have the native scheduler on Facebook. You could kind of go into Meta Business. You can schedule through there. You can also schedule directly through your group. Now, this is a great solution if you're posting kind of on the fly or you just need to schedule something really quickly. The biggest drawback I find with using Facebook Scheduler is that it's a lot harder to batch create content and repurpose the content you're sharing. So if you have a really great performing post and you want to reuse it, or maybe you have a wonderful post this year that you want to use again next year, right? When you're using one of the scheduling tools, you really have kind of a content library at your fingertips that you can pull from. So Facebook Scheduler is still available to you in your groups. That is not going away. That said, I love using a tool like CinchShare because I like having all of my content in one place where I can refer back to it, and I can also share it with others. We create a lot of content inside our academy and our social selling action plan and our 365 social bundle where you have engagement graphics to post throughout the entire year. All of that we preload to CinchShare. So in one click, you can add all of that content to your account, and then you can just schedule it out, right? So Facebook schedulers not going away, but there are some definite benefits of using a scheduling tool even if you are not using it in the same way that you were using it before. So let me talk about what that actually looks like. So some of the cool things about a scheduling tool is that you are able to cross-post, right? So you can send it to your Facebook page, you can send it to Instagram, you can send it to LinkedIn, you can send it to all these different places all at the same time. So that's what I mean when you have this content library to repurpose and reuse content. Kind of gives you a little bit more mileage and allows you to work smarter, not harder. So if you're posting to multiple platforms, using a scheduling tool is a great idea. Now, if you are using a scheduling tool and you have a thriving Facebook group, we can still show up in that group using that tool. So for example, if you're using CinchShare, they have launched push notifications. I just created literally it's like a 20-second reel. It's so short, showing you how the push notifications work. But you'll basically go into CinchShare, schedule out your content like you normally do, and instead of it automatically hitting your group, your phone from CinchShare is gonna say, hello, it's time to go post that content. You're gonna click a couple quick clicks and it's gonna go to your group. So you can still prepare and plan your content ahead of time, but you are gonna have to push the button to officially send it to your group. Now that I think is a really great solution. They've also rolled out just a couple days ago this really cool share feature. So if you did have your content already built out in CinchShare, let's say you already scheduled it to your business page, to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to X, all the places, right? You can just simply go in there and in one click, you can copy over that caption and that graphic so you can easily share it inside your group. So that's another option for you, right? So we have Facebook scheduler, we have push notifications, we have the share button, right? So you have a couple of different ways that you can still create that content and show up consistently in your group. Now, personally, I have a big group. You might be watching this inside my group right now, right? I'm not abandoning that group. I am gonna still keep loving on all those people in my group. We have the academy in a group. I only keeping my groups open. I still have new members joining daily. I still want to create content for that group. But I am making a slight shift in my content strategy. And this is where we can talk a little bit more strategy versus the tactics of how to post and where to post, right? So we're gonna keep content going into that group using the push notification strategy. That's kind of our preferred method. But we're also going to be creating more content for our business page. And we're gonna very easily click that share button from the business page and post it into our group. That's one way we might be doing a little bit more. So we're keeping it in the group, but we're also creating it for the page and then sharing it. So keeping content coming in, but not having to worry so much about automating and scheduling everything ahead of time. We're doing the same thing when we're creating reels. When I create a reel, I post it on my personal page, and as I'm posting it on my personal page, there's a button to cross-post it to my group. So I'm putting it in both places at the same time. So I would highly recommend to continue feeding your group, continue showing up, continue being consistent with that group of VIPs that have raised their hand and say they want to hear from you and learn more about your business. And if all of your content and all of your business is just inside a group, I do have a few concerns for you. So this is kind of your friendly nudge from the universe or Facebook, I've been saying, to diversify where you show up, right? Especially if you're using a third-party scheduling tool, you have no excuse, right? You can automate, click, I'm gonna schedule to all these different places all at the same time and really use my content in a way that's gonna be getting a lot of mileage out of it, all right? So we wanna just make sure that if your only place that you're showing up and serving your customers is inside a group, this is your wake-up call that starting today, April 22nd, I want you to commit to showing up in other places. Now, what are those other places? You get to pick your own adventure here. You can choose a business page. You can choose your personal profile as long as the content you're creating is public. You could choose a public Instagram account. You could go to TikTok. You could go to Pinterest. You could go to YouTube. The list goes on, but I don't want all your eggs in the VIP group, Facebook group basket, okay? We gotta show up in a few other places. You can do this. I know it feels scary to put things out there publicly, but I promise you, here's the thing. When we put things out publicly, just like this video is public, you can watch it on YouTube right now, you can watch it on LinkedIn, you can watch it on Facebook, you can watch it in all the places, right? So when it's public, it's shareable and discoverable. So if you like what I'm saying here and you're like, okay, this is super helpful, you can just click that share button and go share that with your team, right? You could go share that with your corporate team. You could go share that with your home office. You could send it to somebody in Messenger. You could tag your friends below this video because it's shareable and discoverable. So if you're posting just inside your group and that's the only place you're showing up, you're continuing to serve the same people over and over and over again. And of course, we're gonna work to grow that group and get some new members in there, but most of the time, it's the same people commenting, it's the same people shopping. And if you want to build your brand and attract people into your business, we gotta go public, okay? So that is my Monday message to you. It is a money-making message. You gotta be public to be bringing in leads to, in turn, make some extra money in your business, okay? So if you're just in your group, you gotta commit to showing up somewhere else. I'd love to hear in the comments, what is your somewhere else, right? And I just want you to be more intentional about creating content outside of that group, right? Keep loving on them, keep doing your thing, use the share button on CinchShare, use the push notifications on CinchShare, use Facebook Scheduler if you want, or just post in real time if that's your jam, right? But we have some options on how to stay consistent, how to show up, and how to do that in a really strategic way without just posting behind closed doors inside our group. Alrighty. Okay, so if you want more info on this, I have a few resources for you that I think you're going to love. Number one, if you want the nitty-gritty details of what's happening, I made a much longer version of this that you can grab over at moderndirectseller.com/group. I also have a content strategy for you to allow you to work smarter, not harder. You can grab that at moderndirectseller.com/content. If you're looking for a handful of social graphics to boost up your engagement or some ideas of what to get the conversation started with, you can grab that at moderndirectseller.com/social bundle. Now that is also preloaded into CinchShare. So if you're a CinchShare user, definitely check that out. If you're not using CinchShare, there is a 30-day trial, and today might just be the best day to give that trial a chance. You can get started over at cinchshare.com with the 30-day trial using the coupon code GAMECHANGER. One word, game changer, okay? Super excited for you all to get out there, post a bit more publicly, do things that are more shareable, more discoverable. I know change can be hard. I know it's hard to make adjustments. It's hard to get outside that comfy VIP customer group that we love, but I know you can do it, and we have a lot of resources to support you as we navigate just yet another pivot that Facebook is throwing in our direction. All right, so last thing for all my Academy members, we have an exciting week coming up. I'm pulling up my calendar to make sure I do not miss anything at all. We have our Leader Lab for VIP happening on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We have office hours for everyone inside the Academy happening on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's with me. Bring your questions. If you want to talk about Facebook, if you want to talk about social, if you want to talk about anything else in your direct sales business, that's the place to be. We also, on Friday, have an incredible guest masterclass that I'm so excited about. It's all about time management and prioritization for direct sellers. Raise your hand if you need that. That's with Megan Sumrell. She's incredible. You are going to love her if you don't follow her already. That is on Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Okay, big week, lots of good things happening. I cannot wait to see how you're pivoting and how you're making changes and all that success that's coming to you by putting yourself out there just a tad bit more public. All right, my friends, I hope you have a great day today. I will talk to you soon. Happy Monday!